As I have made way too many gay jokes and went on a slaughtering spree in my last video, realizing my past mistakes, I now turn towards Buddhism for salvation. And I will be going through this journey with the master himself, Master E. Now, if you have ever played with an E, you might have seen him running around chopping people down at the speed of light, thus leaving you with an impression that can only be described as a dog with rabies. And there lies an issue. People these days just want to commit shootings, homicide, arson, bombing, and goddamn. As you can clearly see, it's those players that lack self-control and building full damage that's an issue, because who doesn't deal damage and have 6 damaging items? As Riot clearly did not intend for people to play E like a dog with rabies, as that's reserved for Tryndamere. Just look at that drool from Undying Rage and tell me that's not rabies. So today, I'll be revealing to you how Master E was intended to be played. Starting with his abilities, you might think that you know Master E's abilities, but I'll prove to you that if you ever build damage on him, you're doing it wrong. Passive, he attacks twice with every 4th basic attack, and the second one only deals 50% of your attack damage. With this passive, you can clearly see the self-control part of Buddhism shining through. When compared to Lucian's passive, Light Slinger, where Riot intended for you to build full damage, the AD ratio for Lucian's passive increases based on his level, which is increased furthermore to 70 to 90% AD ratio if he lands his W. Q, Alpha Strike. In addition to the low base damage and AD ratio, it is also an extremely long cooldown. Even though it can be reduced by auto attacks, it's nothing more than a demonstration of the Master's wisdom. E, Wuju style. It deals true damage and has awfully low AD ratio. Now you might have noticed a recurring theme that E's AD ratios are depressingly low. And this is by design, as Riot wanted to show off its Buddhism origins, where they believe that human life is one of suffering and meditation. R, Highlander. Being the Master's ultimate, it grants you a shitload of attack speed and movement speed, so you can be miserable faster. Thus, fully demonstrates the core beliefs of Buddhism, as they believe that human life is one of suffering. Now what Riot set out to do? W, Meditate, where you can find some actually usable ratios, 90 to 55% damage reduction combined with a 200% AP ratio. As Riot pumped this ability full of stats that nerfed E damage as to show off the Master's dedication to love, goodness, calmness, and self-control, which is again the core values of Buddhism. Now look at this Kha'zix and Kale, they're just like today's youths wanting to stab everything. But I, Buddhism E, have long seen through the red dust and know that they're just ignorant of their lust. Kha'zix, I with my infinite wisdom sense a bad omen ahead of you, so you must hold your actions or you will have a bloody calamity. See what did I just say? As Buddhists believe that the human condition is a perpetual cycle of chasing after contentment and ultimately receiving only dissatisfaction, also known as dukkha. Thus, you will be taking a defensive rune as a way to enlighten yourself, making sure that you won't fall into this vicious cycle. And by defensive rune, I mean summonary. Look at this Kale, just look at her. Doesn't she look like a dog of rabies? Pia 20. 24 from Eerie. Now just look at my Eerie, bring her down to half health in self-defense. I really want to go in to stab her, but I can't as that's not the Buddhist way. But just look! Ah fuck, I couldn't resist. Next, take Nullifying Orb to nullify the tricks and foolery from the demon Mara, ensuring that they get stuck down in the musty pits of Samsara, which is apparently where we live, as your ghosts reach enlightenment, thus, logically, you'll be taking Transcendence. Lastly, take Gathering Storm, which will allow you to absorb the essence of heaven and earth, getting you closer and closer to enlightenment. To further assist your journey to enlightenment, take both Presence of Mind and Legend Tenacity, topped off with Adaptive, and Health, as your goal is to achieve enlightenment, thus you'll be AFK for the first 60 minutes of the game, so go play as a Tower Guard instead, since you need a place without distractions so you can meditate. Bot lane's out of the picture due to it being a fiesta. Meanwhile, mid lane's reserved for Christian Kha'zix, leaving you with no option but to go top. For summoner spells, you'll be taking TP and Cleanse, or Ghost, or Smite, or Heal, or Barrier, or Exhaust, or Mark, or Ignite, or Clarity, basically anything that's not Flash, due to Flash being too flashy and resembles lust, thus might inhibit your road to Nirvana. For items, start the game off with Doran's Ring, as it, combined with Presence of Mind, gives you a shitload of in-combat mana regen. The rest of your items will be bought based on the 4 noble truths of Buddhism. First, the truth of suffering. Knowing this, you'll be setting yourself on fire with Burn Me Cinder, so you can burn the enemy while you meditate, and if you find this suffering not enough, then go ahead and pick up a Bramble Vest. Second is the truth of the cause of suffering. Knowing this, you'll be buying 2 forbidden idols, boots, then completing the full 4 mail. The third is the truth of the end of suffering. Knowing this, you'll be selling your Burmese Cinder and picking up a cosmic drive to show you the true powers of the cosmos. Fourth, truth of the path leading to the end of suffering. Knowing this, you'll be picking up a Moonstone Renewer, Ardent Censer, Staff of Flowing Water, and Milk Shreds. Alright, I'm done with my bullshit. Follow my stream and join my Discord if you want to. Also, don't forget to drop a sub and leave a like.